Hello everyone, my name is Harshita Jain. I'm currently an intern at Lexis and Company. Today I'm going to discuss on the topic female feticide and infanticide. Crime against women is an issue of national shame. However, gender selective abortions and infanticide are even more despicable. Female feticide and infanticide is the ugly and the earliest manifestation of discrimination against girl or female members of a society. Female feticide refers to aborting the female in the mother's womb, whereas female infanticide is killing the girl child after her birth. Active methods of killing girls through selective sex abortion and positive and passive methods like discrimination in care and nutrition are used to eliminate the girl child. This malaise is reflected in the sex ratio indicators. Sex ratio in India stands at 940 in 2011. Child sex ratio has uh, shown more continuous decline since 1961, but more alarmingly after 1991. The CSR has been constantly lower than the overall sex ratio and has decreased by 21 points. The process of this female infanticide and feticide began with the early 1990s when the technology of ultrasound was introduced and it gained widespread use in India. There was a tendency for families to continuously produce children until a son was born. This primarily due to the large sexist culture that exists in India against women. This is reflected by literacy rates among the women as well as economic participation, which are both particularly low in states where female feticide is prominent and unequal population ratio exists alongside. The government initially supported the practice to regulate the increase. The Preconception and Prenatal Diagnostic Techniques PCPNTD Act was passed in 1994, making sex selective abortion illegal. It was then amended in 2003, holding medical professionals legally responsible. However, the PCPNDT Act has been poorly enforced by the authorities. Now, what were the causes for this female feticide and infanticide? First of all, the ideological preference for a male child. The patriarchal society in India generally shows cultural bias against women. Girls are generally considered, liability until they are married off. Any kind of investment in girls' education and empowerment is considered as an, failed enterprise. Their physical security is added responsibility on the family. Practice of dowry puts an extra burden on the parents, and all this results into general preference for a son, and it results into girl feticides and infanticides. This preference with specialize in birth control, availability of latest technology, facilitating sex identification and abortion. This is a failure in stringent application of the act. All have resulted into increased cases of female feticides. Technology can be blamed for the same. Then, along with the socio-economic conditions, also are the explanations behind this. In economically poor family, there's absence of birth control tools. In such families, the discrimination in child care and nutrition results in increased cases of female infanticides. Like वो लोग क्या करते हैं कि अपनी बेटी को खाना नहीं देंगे ठीक से, उसकी ठीक से केयर नहीं करेंगे. व्हेन शी इज़ मेंस्ट्रुएटिंग तब उसको कुछ अनहाइजीनिक कंडीशंस में रहना पड़ता है जिस वजह से उसको इंटरनली कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स हो सकती है. सो ऑल दीज things result into female infanticide. Then another cause is the absence of women in decision making circles results into their voices being ignored. Women advice are not only solicited or ignored in the families and societies, but they are forced to hold on feticized against their choice. At higher levels in political circles and police and administration, these issues are hushed up because of absence of will to strongly enforce the provisions of the law. Then as we all know, there is gender inequality in India. Economic opportunities available to women are very few as compared to men, and it was reflected in the UNDP's Gender Inequality Index in 2012, in which India was ranked at 132 out of 148 countries. This creates an environment of disabilities for women and affects their overall empowerment. This further results into discrimination and events of female feticide and infanticide. Now, some of the laws that are in India for the unborn are: first, section 312 of the Indian Penal Code 1860, read with the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971, where all the restrictions imposed therein, including the time limit of 20 weeks other than the ones to ensure good medical conditions, infringe the right to abortion and the right to health, which emanate from right to life as guaranteed under Article 21 of the Constitution. Right to abortion is a species of right to privacy, which is again proclaimed a continuance of the right of life under Article 21 of the Constitution. The Indian Penal Code 1860, from section 312 to section 316, deal with the miscarriage and death of an unborn child, and depending on the severity and intention with which the crime is committed, the penalties range from 7 years of imprisonment and fine to life imprisonment. Now, section 312 of the Indian Penal Code states causing miscarriages. When voluntarily a woman causes a miscarriage, if such miscarriage be not caused in good faith for the purpose of saving the life of the woman, be punished for the imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 3 years, or with fine, or with both. And if the woman be quick with child, shall be punished with imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 7 years, and shall also be liable for fine. Explanation is that a woman who causes miscarriage herself within the meaning of this section. Section 313, whoever commits the offence defined in the last preceding section without the consent of the women, whether the woman is quick with the child or not, shall be punished with imprisonment for life or with the imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 10 years. 312 to 316 are the different sections that are described for the unborn child. The Preconception and the Prenatal Diagnostic Techniques Regulation and Prevention Act of 1994. This was to combat the practice of female feticide in the country through misuse of technology done surreptitiously with the active conveyance of the services providers to the person seeking such service. The Prenatal Diagnostic Techniques Act was enacted in September 20, 1994. This act was then amended in 2003 to improve regulation of technology capable of sex selection and to arrest the decline in the child sex ratio as revealed by the census 2001, and with the effect from it was affected from 14 February 2003. Due to the amendments, the act is known as the Preconception and Prenatal Diagnostic Techniques Prohibition of Sex Selection Act 1994. So the problem of female feticide is not new but has dated back to century old ill customs. It is high time that social evils should be completely eradicated, and in the quest for the same, each person from the current generation need to veer from this traditional practice and raise their actions for a female feticide free society. People need to be educated and should be made aware about the same. I would love to hear your opinions. If there are any questions, any doubts, do mention them in the comment box. Thank you.